Hi guys, I just wanted to come on here and show you guys how to make mac and cheese the way I make it from scratch. It's going to be a lot easier for you guys than the recipe. And here's my friend Izzy, which I'm going to wash my hands now. I have this nice big pot of water boiling for my noodles. I have some salt. Oops. You want to get lots of salt, like a whole teaspoon in there, because that's going to flavor your pasta. So then we're going to make our cheese sauce. So we're going to start by making a roux. So the important thing about roux, it's a mixture of fat and flour, so I'm using butter. You just need equal proportions. So I'm going to cut about 2 tablespoons off, and then I'm going to put that into my pan. And then my mom's filming because it's always better to cook with people. Way more fun. So come on, Mom. So you can see my butter's melting. I'm going to let that melt. I got this pasta at the grocery store. They're out of a lot of things, so whatever you find. I usually like shells, but that's okay. So you're just going to put it in there and then boil it for the directions on your box. I think it's about 11 minutes. My cameraman got a little taller. We switched out from my dad. You can stop it. So I have 2 tablespoons of butter in there, which I showed you. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of flour. So there's 1 and 2. And then we're going to use a nice whisk, or if you have a fork, whatever you have at home, something you want to stir that. And you just want to cook it for about a minute because it's going to cook out the starch so you don't get that starchy flavor. Alright, so you see this is cooked for about a minute. It got really bubbly. We're going to add some of our milk. You can use whatever milk you like. You just want to pour it in slowly. I'm not really much of measuring, so I'm going to do about 2 cups. And the roux is going to help thicken it so you have that nice thick cheese sauce. So you can see how thick it is in there. And then we're going to keep adding our milk because this is the base for your cheese sauce. So keep whisking and adding slowly. You can stop it. So the milk, it doesn't get that much thicker. You can see it's a little thicker. It's not too thick, but just so it warms up so the cheese can easily melt. Love cheese, so I'm just using what I found at the grocery store, some nice sharp cheddar, whatever's in your fridge. Add it kind of slowly. You can use freshly blocked cheese. You can grate it in. We also have some sliced cheese over here. I'm just gonna add some sliced cheese in there. Just break it up a little bit. We have some smoked cheddar here. Throw some of that in. We also have mozzarella. I think I'm gonna not put that in. But any cheese you want, you can just throw it in. Love cheese at my house, so we're just gonna do the whole bag. I also think I did more like 3 cups of milk, just so you know. It's a little more than 2 cups, about 3 cups of milk. So then my cheese is gonna melt. It's gonna get really thick then. You can add some flavorings. I usually do like a couple dashes of hot sauce. So there's a couple dashes there. I usually do a squirt of just yellow mustard. It gives it some nice flavor. So about like half a teaspoon. And then you always want to salt and pepper. So just do some nice salt, because I never did that. So about half a teaspoon, quarter teaspoon. And then we're a little fancy. We have the freshly ground pepper. Again, like another quarter to half teaspoon. Whatever you want. It's your mac and cheese. Add whatever you feel like. And then we're just going to whisk that. So once your noodles are cooked and you strain them off, you can just pour them into a nice baking dish. Okay. So my cheese sauce is melted. I never told you guys I cooked it on medium heat the whole time, so ours is 5, but medium heat, it's nice and cooked. So we're just going to pour that over our noodles. And then we're just going to stir it so that all the noodles are covered. If you have more cheese, you could layer a cheese layer on top. I use all mine, so all the cheese is in there. And then we're just going to put it in a preheated 375-degree oven for about 30 minutes until it's golden brown. It's not all. There we go, 375, 350-ish, about 30 minutes, and nice golden brown. And one last thing, dinner is always served better with family. You can't forget your homegirl. Sit, Izzy. Sit. Homemade treats.